Club. It is Pixie. I'm very excited for this video because we have some fashion and art, tea, and gossip in the news lately. Let's just get right down to it. Selkie has gotten themselves into a little bit of a controversy. I sound like a drama channel. Screams my head off. But we're here to talk about fashion and ethics and branding and audiences and etc. I actually have well-written notes for this. I'm not making a good impression off the bat. This stuff is all totally my bread and butter and I could just talk about it forever, and I've been so just really interested in all the conversations going on online about this, so let's get into it. Selkie is a fashion brand that launched back in 2018 by former Wild Fox co-founder Kimberly Gordon. If you're not familiar with their name, you probably have seen these dresses around if you are remotely on fashion internet. They had this signature dress shape that kind of went viral a couple years back with this really high waist to the point where it's a baby doll, big poofy dresses with big sleeves and just a ton of poof. I don't personally own anything from Selkie, but I've always thought that their dresses are super cute. On their website, they also claim to be no waste, and they are WRAP and BSCI certified. They do manufacture their clothing in a factory in China or multiple factories overseas, which does not mean that it's unethical. There absolutely can be ethically run cozy factories happening in any country ever. There also are sweatshops in the USA, so something saying made in the US versus made in China does not mean that one is ethical and one is bad. But if you are a fashion brand in the States or wherever and you are getting all of your stuff made and shipped back and forth all the way across the world, that in itself is not sustainable. It is really hard to kind of just blanket statement with a big stamp saying this brand is ethical or this brand is fast fashion. You kind of have to look at all of these little details and just see where your morals align. Ah, my bow. Basically, I wouldn't call Selkie fast fashion, I guess, but like they're not sewing everything in-house. So that is a general overview on Selkie as a company. They make very feminine, dreamy, romantic designs, lots of florals and sheer, fluffy fabrics, floaty silhouettes, very dreamy romance. I'm a princess. I've seen it be quite popular among like bridesmaids and prom girlies. Girlies, gender neutral. I guess the word girly is probably not gender neutral. You know what I mean. But now let's get down to why Selkie is in a bit of hot water right now. So 4 days ago, Selkie posted this image to their Instagram promoting their upcoming Valentine's Day drop. And this is what has ensued all of the chaos. You see those super dreamy, nostalgic, vintage style pet photos on the clothing. Selkie decided to use AI for the prints for this collection. I was reading an article that said that the people who first noticed it because the dog had 6 toes or something. I'll admit, I don't use Instagram a lot. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to try to like not let that just be a barren wasteland. But I also don't even think I follow Selkie. I saw this come up on Twitter, and I've also seen this on TikTok. And now it's on YouTube. So a user commented saying, "Who is the artist, or is it AI art?" And Selkie responded, "These are all handmade mixed media collages by @WeDreamOfIceCream, which is Kimberly Gordon, utilizing vintage art, AI, and computer painting." Computer painting can essentially be like Photoshop. Ooh. The ratios on the likes here are crazy. The original commenter replied, "That is a shame. I hope in the future you consider hiring artists for your prints." Sent them a link. Selkie replied again saying, "We understand that AI is controversial and our founder has researched it immensely. She is also a painter and artist and loves the future of AI. While some do not agree, she believes it is something awesome to experiment with and an incredible tool for students, graphic designers, artists, small businesses, and alike." I'm so sorry. I think Laura from My Violet mentioned, like, you can really Just saying, this is just an assumption, but it really does seem like this is Kim commenting on the brand account as if you're like an employee. That's not a dig, that's just a real fashion thing that I'm sure I will also end up doing one day. But when you're talking about the actual morals and like opinions, that is funny. She loves it. The fact that Kimberly Gordon is also a painter and that she is the one who designed these using AI and Photoshop and vintage art, that, yeah, I guess it's fine to use vintage stuff because is it like with Winnie the Pooh and stuff, how now just everyone can have it because it's so old that there's no copyright? Is it that kind of thing? Social media had a little bit of a field day about this. Political opinions around AI are very, very strong, especially from artists and designers, like all of these people that are in this same field. The fact that calling her Kimberly feels like I'm her mom, and calling her Kim feels demeaning. Kimmy Kim Kim. The fact that she's a painter herself makes this like more ironic and more confusing and more kind of like, where are we coming from here? Because I also have this kind of sort of like, I don't want to just be completely anti-AI because there are probably some elements in the world that could be improved by it. So I technically believe in the idea that if you are a person doing a job or an artist making art, that if there is some sort of artificial intelligence that can make your life easier and help you as a tool to aid you on your way, then you should be able to use that. But then on the very, very close flip side to that is, should you use AI to streamline this process, or should you hire and pay a human being? And when it comes to things like painting, or even like, this is another note on my notes, but these don't look like the most complicated designs in the world. You also pretty easily could have photographed animals like this and done a little bit of Procreate painting over it. Like, it is so fun also to challenge yourself with recreating vintage things and paying homage. Like, it's just such a death of the sweetness of art. And that's a personal opinion. It's very capitalist brain and no longer cozy art brain. AI as a tool that could help someone with a job like Kimberly Gordon would maybe be like a software program that streamlines the process of patterning dresses. Maybe it can like remember previous patterns you made and suggest that you make the arm curve this shape. Or maybe like some sort of mood boarding thing where it just shows you different arrangements, like a tool to help you rather than a replacement, a complete replacement of a job. Yeah, as a painter, using AI to just put images together and be like, this is my image, maybe that's pretty much not. That really is not using it as a tool in your toolbox. That really is using it to just like completely do the job for you. And now I want us all to think very hard about the benefit of using AI like this. Would it perhaps allow you to create fashion faster? Would it perhaps speed up the job? Would it perhaps allow you to make more things to put out into the world for people to buy at a quicker and more frequent rate? I'm not recording that again, even though I said frequent. I think it's a really, really bad sign if you are implementing any sort of tactic in your business to cut corners and do things faster, especially in fashion, especially if you're gonna have, we are a no waste company and these are our certifications, and then turn around and use AI to spit out this Valentine's Day drop as fast as possible without hiring an artist. And the dog has 6 toes according to this article. The last big note that I have, I really want to be so clear with what I'm trying to communicate, But my first thought when I saw this happening and I saw her responses and the comments doubling down and defending it, I thought, how old is she? And is she like 35 or upper 30s? And is this a generational divide in opinion? Because the political conversation around AI right now is very hot, and a lot of people my age or younger, I'm 25, I'm turning 26 in like a month. Like if I went online right now and said, I love AI, here's my art I made with AI, yeah, that would be like career suicide. Because a lot of people my age, including me, see it as a threat to artistic integrity and a slippery slope towards making the economic situation for artists even worse. And I did look it up, and I do think that my theory might have some merit. I hate talking about like women and their age, but she posted herself, you know, quite recently, less than a year ago, that she turned 40. Absolutely slay. Every single age is cool as hell, especially as a fashion designer. Fashion designers at every single age are so cool. And am I biased? Maybe. But I can't wait to be 65 with like the biggest glasses and like, you know, a pin in my mouth and the tape measure around my neck, and I'm like, what'd you say? I really, really, really want it to be clear that this is not age shaming in any way, shape, or form. I am for all girlies at all ages, and I can't wait to be a grandma, and I really mean that. I really mean that I can't wait to be a grandma, and I just want to be Betsy Johnson. The reason why I'm mentioning age at all is because I think that perhaps the audience and consumer base of people that consume Selkie and buy and wear Selkie are probably a little bit younger. I am not saying you cannot wear a big pink fluffy dress when you're 40 or 50 or 35 at all. I'm not the girl who's gonna make that argument. What I'm saying is that she might exist in social circles with people her own age, and those are the people she talks to and sees on social media, and those are the people those are the people she goes for coffee with. And maybe the people around her just have really, really different opinions on AI than like the general internet age and political sphere that people that might want to buy Selkie are in. Not saying that everyone who likes Selkie is like a 23-year-old artist, left-leaning queer person at all. I think you guys know what I'm saying. I think I'm just saying that her audience is in a different mindset than maybe she and her people she hangs out with are in, and I think that's why she's so shocked and defensive at the reaction. I wonder if they anticipated this backlash at all. And I also wonder how many other people are on their like design team or whatever, because they said that it was just her in that comment. Who can know and who can tell? So what do we take away from this? Selkie used AI for some prints. A lot of people got really, really mad. They responded being like, we think AI is cool. Is this enough to like boycott the company? I guess that depends on your own individual morals. I would see what they do in the future. If in future drops they keep doing this, I'll probably be like, Mama, you really got such a unified outcry from the people that love your work, and you said, like that would feel kind of shitty. But yeah, I don't think this will be the end of Selkie, in my opinion. I think they will probably continue on just fine. Hopefully they listen to this and the passion and the numbers of the outcry don't just kind of result in a defensiveness and like this kind of aggressiveness. Like, this is all love. This is all just a conversation and being like, ooh, are you sure? Are you sure? I wonder if it was a lack of time thing or a desire to cut corners on costs. I would guess that it was a lack of time thing. And I'm not, you know, this is complete speculation, but like, I don't know. I just think the idea of doing beautiful retro vintage pet portraits sounds so fun. Why didn't you hire Kelly Eaton? Like, what's going on? The internet is still buzzing quite a bit with this. I saw a very funny TikTok. I logged on to Facebook for my like once every 4 days remembering what Facebook is, and people were talking about it on there. I'm on Twitter. People are talking about it on there. I haven't seen a YouTube video yet. I love you. Do you love me? Did I convey information? Was this a hot tea moment? What do you, okay, but genuine question. What do you think about this? Have you bought from Selkie? And if so, if you have been a Selkie customer, is this gonna change your opinion or your customer status at all? Are you maybe completely like pro AI and you're like, what are all these people whining about? Give me the six-toed dog. I love when stuff happens in like the general fashion sphere. I loved the strawberry dress discourse. I wanted to make a video about those big red boots, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna buy them and I'm not gonna buy a knockoff. And I was like, I can just make outfits and show you them. And I was like, anyway, thank you for watching. This has been me talking about fashion. I really do want to know what you guys think down below. Let us continue this conversation. It is so cool and also scary to live in the future. Like, this is the Jetsons. Let's talk about it. I love you so much. We will see you in the next video, which is not this one because this one is over. Bye.